Kim Taek and Van got married years ago, and they have an adorable 4-year-old daughter named Sophia. Taek is a hardworking man, while Van is a homemaker. She recently gave birth to their son, who is now 3 months. Everything seemed to be going well until Van health suddenly turned to worse. She wasn't feeling well, and the doctor advised her to get plenty of rest. Taek is deeply worried about his wife. On the other hand, the young company has been struggling with the several financial losses. Making often the hardest time in his life, he is doing his best to keep falling into depression, driven by love he has for family he has built. He wants to help his wife regain her health and ensure a beautiful future for both their children. He is determined that they won't miss out their mother loves. At the moment, Tank is sitting in his office, going over his endless report, each one having declined. His company is in real danger, and without the support he used to have his father, who passed away, the burden feels heavier. Come in. He sees Kwasi's assistant Anna. Anna, so Mr. John is here. He asked you if you are available. They is waiting outside. He asks Anna. Anna, yes, sir. Then tell him to come in. She nods and leaves, closing the door gently. Soon, Jungkook enters with a soft smile and take a seat. Things still looking down at the table, deep in thought. JK, how are you, Young? Jungkook asks, making them look up. Yeah, I'm fine. How about you? Young replies, JK, I'm good, but you don't seem fine. They just dealing with a lot of pressure. Young admit and Jungkook look at him with understanding. Jungkook, that's why I'm come here. Young to help you, he says softly. Then what do you mean? Jungkook, first tell me how Wine is doing. He hesitated knowing the answer by noticing the sadness on Taeyang's face. Taeyang, the doctor said her health is going worse. Jungkook, everyone hoping she will be fine soon, but it really shocked me. I mean, I still can't believe she has. He says quietly, hesitating as he speaks. Taeyang bite his lip, holding back tears. Taeyang, yeah, me too, but she will get better. She has to. Jungkook, she will heal. Just wait. Soon she will be healthy again. Waiting this and then we will go on a vacation. You with your family and us boys with us. Taeyang manages a small smile. Jungkook, how are Taimi and Sophia? Jungkook asks, changing the subject. Our mate is taking care of them, but about Taimi from the Peking King, we didn't give him once. When he was born, we gave it a couple of times, but because of one weakness and condition, she was experiencing vomiting and health was worsening, so we stopped giving her to Taimi. A week ago, when we found out about Wine, we were shocked and somehow we felt relieved that Taimi is fine, but the doctor suggested yesterday that he really needs human milk. We can't always give him powdered, so I am looking for a baby sister who could nurse him instead of Wine. And Sophia, still just 4 years old, but for our maid Lucy and I managing to take care of her. Taeyang explained everything in a low voice, visibly worn out of by worry. That's why I'm trying to find a professional for this. JK, actually I think I know someone who's professional part of my family. Taeyang go. Jungkook, yeah, she's my cousin. Taeyang, your cousin, I didn't know you had one. Jungkook chuckled slightly. Jungkook, I told you and you even met her years ago when we were teens, but I guess you forget. Her name is Smelly. Taeyang nods. Jungkook, if you want, I can ask her to start working as soon as possible. Taeyang, thank you, but before I hire her, I'd like to meet her. Jungkook, of course you are right, I will ask her to meet you. Taeyang nods, feeling a bit of relief knowing that help might to be on the way. Taeyang was returned home exhausted from another day. As he stepped inside, he saw Wan lying on the bed in their bedroom. Despite her still being in the early stages, her body was fragile, weakened to the point that even her simplest tasks left her drained. Taeyang had arranged a best in home care the hospital grade set up in their room. Monitors and medical equipment were close to ensure her every need was met. Still, the doctor warned him about her fragility. Even the minor complication could be life-threatening. He quietly entered the room and moved closer, watching her as she rested. Her skin looked pale and there were dark circles under her eyes from countless sleepless nights. Yet to him she was still as beautiful as the day he fell in love with her. He leaned down, gently brushed a strained hair from her face before pressing a soft kiss to her forehead. Wine opened her eyes slowly, managing a weak smile when she saw him. While you are home, I am here, he whispered, sitting beside her on the bed and taking her hand in his. "How are you feeling?" She sighed. "Just a bit tired, but I'm okay." He didn't want her to see the tears that threatened to spill, so he focused on their hand, intertwining his fingers with hers. "You are going to be okay, I know. We will get through this together." Taeyang was doing everything he could to keep her spirits up, but deep down he was finally holding himself together. The weight of his company, financial struggle, one condition, and his responsibility as a father to both Sophia and Taimi felt like too much. He pushed through every day, refusing to let his family down. "Have you eaten anything?" he asked softly, shifting his attention to her again. "A little, but I wasn't hungry," she admitted, looking away. "Let me get you something light at least." He kissed her hand before standing up, walking to the kitchen with their daughter Sophia already asleep, and Maid watching over the baby time. He prepared a bowl of soup and returned to their room. Gently, he helped Wine to sit up and carefully fed her, smiling at her softly, even though his heart ached seeing her so frail. "You are doing great," he encouraged, his voice round and full of love. After helping her back into comfortable position, he lay beside her, wrapping his arm around her waist. They stood close, sharing warmth and a silence. He found peace just holding her. For everyone was asleep, Taeyang went out to the balcony, where he finally let his tears fall. He felt so alone, bearing the weight of keeping everything together. His shoulders shook as he cried silently, thinking of how desperately he wanted Wen to recover. But inside one could see his pain. She watched him struggle, day after day, trying to be strong for everyone. She slowly sat up and called out him. "Taeyanga," she whispered, when he turned quickly, wiping his tears and coming back to her side. "Why are you up, baby? You need rest," he said, forcing a reassuring smile. Her eyes were full of sorrow as she reached out to touch his face. "It would be better if I wasn't here. At least some of the pressure would be off you." Taeyang's expression shifted from surprise to a quiet anger, pain evident in his eyes. "Don't say that. You think I would want a single moment without you? You are everything to me, Wine, everything." She looked away, tears filling her eyes. "I just hate seeing you like this. If I'm gone, you could find someone else, someone to take care of the children and to help you." "Stop," he said, his voice trembling. "Don't you dare think for a second that anyone could replace you." He held her feet, pressing a soft forehead to her. "I don't need anyone else. You are my heart, Wen. I love you. And I had thought anything if it means you will stay with us." She broke down, her tear mingling with his, and he held her close, wrapping his arm around her tightly. They sat there in each other's arms, the silent filled with unspoken promise. From the months, they continued to balance his responsibilities to take care of Sophia, tucking her into bed each night and reading her stories. He watched over time, feeding him and ensuring he got all the attention he needed. And every free moment he had he spent with Wen, pouring all his love into every moment, every kiss, every gentle touch. The morning light filtered through the curtains as Taeyang finished his coffee, bracing himself for another day. He was still exhausted, but he had barely slept the night before, trying to manage his worries and exhaustion in silence. Just he put the mug down, the doorbell rang. Lucy wanted to answer, returning a moment later with a young woman beside her. Taeyang stood up, recognizing the visit instantly. It was Millie, Jungkook's cousin, but she looked different from what he remembered. Gun was the awkward teenage girl he once knew. She seemed more polished and confident now. Millie greeted him warmly, her eyes widening slightly as she took him. She hadn't expected his transformation. The scrawny boy she once knew had grown into a man, broad-shouldered, tall and commanding, an air of authority. There was a strain and presence in him not now that was undeniable, and Millie couldn't stop herself from admiring him. "Millie, thanks for coming," he said with a polite smile, offering his hand. She took it, feeling the roughness of his collapsed finger, the testament to his hard work and dedication. She couldn't help but notice how warm and firm his grip was. "Millie, of course," she replied, her gaze lingering on him for a bit too long. Taeyang noticed her gaze but brushed off, Assuming it was just a surprise for the years that had passed, he quickly shifted into business mode, gesturing for her to follow him to the living room. So Jungkook probably told you a bit about the situation here. He asked as they walked. Millie nodded, pulling her attention back to the present. Millie, as he had mentioned, that you have been under a lot of pressure and that on health it's been difficult. Taeyang was someone, but there was still a hint of worriness. Taeyang, yes, I appreciate you coming to help. Honestly, I will pay whatever you want, Millie. Just as long as Sophia and Time are happy and well cared for. She felt a bit taken back by his warmth and desperation, and Taeyang's voice was subtle but there. Millie, Taeyang, I will be here for them. Don't worry about payment. She replied softly, touched by his word from his children. Taeyang gave her grateful, showing her around the house and explained her duties. Millie tried her best to focus on instruction, but she couldn't help the way her eyes scratched the lines of his face, his sharp jawline, and intensity in his eyes. There was something commanding, even a little intimidating about him now, and she found herself drawn to it. Taeyang, this is Lucy, he said, introducing to the maids. A woman in her early 30s, Lucy gave Millie a warm smile, already familiar with her role as a sort of motherly figure in the house. Lucy is practically family. She's been with us since one and got married, and she loves the kids like they are her own. Lucy smiled, extending her hand. Lucy, it's nice to meet you, Millie. Taeyang and Wan been a lot to me, so I'm glad to have someone else here to help, especially with everything going on. Millie shook her hand, trying to mask her inner thoughts. Millie, it's nice to meet you too. I will do my best to help you out. But as Taeyang continued discussing the details of children care with her, Millie's mind drifted again. She watched his lip move as he spoke, admiring the way his expression shifted between kindness and authority. She found herself thinking back to when they were teenagers, how different he was now. He had grown into a kind of man she hadn't expected, strong, dedicated, and undeniably attractive. The young Millie, his voice brought her back, and she blinked, realizing she hadn't been paying attention. Millie, I'm sorry, could you repeat that? She said, feeling her cheeks warm slightly at his gaze. Taeyang gave a small, understanding smile, unaware of the effect he was having on her. Taeyang, no problem. I was saying that Sophia usually has her nap around noon, and timey feeding schedule is pretty regular. Lucy will help you to get the hang of things, but if you have any question, do not hesitate to ask me or her. Millie, of course, I will make sure everything goes smoothly, she replied, trying to keep her voice steady. After wrapping up the conversation, Taeyang gave her a brief nod. He glanced over to see. Then I will leave you two for settling. I need to check on Wan. As he left the room, Millie's eyes followed him, still lingering on his wood shoulder as he walked away. Lucy caught her gaze and raised an eyebrow, a knowing smile on her face. Lucy, Millie, Lucy said with a muse, let's focus on kids, okay? I know Taeyang's well, he's quite a man, but he's going through so much right now in his heart with Wan and his family. Millie glanced away, feeling slightly brushed. Millie, of course, Lucy, I just surprised to see how much he has changed, she said, trying to play it off. Lucy nodded, a soft smile on her lips. Lucy, he's been carrying a lot on his shoulder, but remember, he's a family man. Millie nodded. Later that night, time skipped a night. Taeyang returned from work, exhausted, eager to see his family. He unlocked the door and stepped inside, only to freeze as he looked over the living room. There on the couch, Millie was sitting. She looked, waiting in size with a subtle smile before quickly hiding it and shifting her focus to timing. Millie is for now, she said, smoothly adjusting her shirt and giving Time a gentle pat. Taeyang immediately looked away, a bit closed. Taeyang, I'm sorry, I didn't mean to walk in like that. Millie just smiled softly, handing Time to Lucy, who had walked over to help. Meanwhile, little Sophia was happily playing inside Millie, her laughter filling the room. Taeyang softened as he saw her started smiling and full of energy. Sophia, hi daddy. Sophia cheered, running over and giving his like a big hug. Taeyang bent down, ruffling her hand with a warm smile. Taeyang, hey sweetie, how it's going? Have you been having fun? Sophia nodded eagerly. Sophia, yes, Mel is the best. She plays with us, makes my favorite food, and even lets me watch cartoons. She blamed her happiness shining through. The young Chaka feeling a wave of relief. Sophia's smile was something he hadn't seen in a week since Van became too weak to take care of her. Dang, that's great, princess. I'm glad Millie is here to help you out. Millie, who had been watching the exchange, gave a proud smile. Millie, anything for the guests. Dang, I'm here to make things easier for you too. He nodded after spending a few more times with Sophia. Dang past them, making his way toward the bedroom. Quickly, he opened the door and stepped inside. His eyes immediately finding Vine lying on the bed. Her face was pale, her breathing shallow. Then I had to skip a bit as it was always did when I looked at her. She was weaker than ever. But to him she was still everything. He sat beside her gently holding her hand. Hey, my beautiful. Hi, she whispered, her voice faint but full of warmth. He leaned down, pressing a kiss to her forehead and held her closer. You are going to get better, I know for it. For me, for Sophia and Timmy, we are all here for you, no matter what. As she rested her head on his shoulder, he felt a mix of hope and pain. No matter the struggle, he would keep going for her, for their children, and for their life built. While in bed, eyes softening as she heard Sophia's laughter echoing from the other room. Her voice was faint, but there was a warmth in it. She looked at the young who was sitting beside her. Did you hire her? She asked, glancing toward the doorway where Melly had been just playing with Sophia. The young nodded, holding her gently. Yeah, I did. I thought it'd be best for both Timmy and Sophia to have someone here full time. I didn't want it to worry. While he quivered slightly, she whispered, Thank you, Tay. I'm so grateful. I didn't know how would the young manage without my milk. It broke my heart. Thinking about it and get what he needed, and Sophia, she was missing out on everything I wanted to do for her too. Her voice started to break and tears streaming down her eyes. Without a word, the young leader kissed her gently, pouring all his love and reassuring in that one soft kiss, as time brushing along her cheek. It's okay, he murmured against her lip. You don't need to worry about any of it. We will get through this together. Just focus on the better, baby. You are doing everything you can, my love. She snapped her finger, curling into his shirt as he held her closer. I just feel I'm missing so much. Then leaned on his forehead against her, his voice steady and calm. You are not missing anything, man. You are still their mother, and they know how much you love them. That's what matters most, and I will be here every step on the way. Just take it once at a time, for me, for them. While nodded, her tears subsiding, and she felt the comfort of his embrace. Thank you, I couldn't do anything of this without you. He kissed her while wrapping her arm in his, and they stayed there in silence, letting the love between them speak louder than any words. Then sat beside one on the bed, gently stroking her hand. The doctor called me and said they changed your medicine. Did you take it? Why not? Yes, the nurse gave it to me. We notes I hired a full-time nurse who lives in the next room. Why don't you go and have dinner first? You need to rest too. She gave him a gentle smile. He hesitated, not wanting to leave her side so soon, but she softly nudged him. Please stay, you have been doing so much. Just eat something and then you can come back and sleep next to me. Then finally nodded, leaning down to kiss her forehead. Alright, I will back soon, he promised, reluctantly leaving the room. As he stepped into the hallway, noticed Millie quietly coming out the kids' room. She closed the door softly and gave him a bright smile. Millie, Sophia and Timmy were asleep. She said, clearly proud. They were easy to meet. They all looked surprised, his usual routine interrupted by her efficiency. Thank you, Millie. Normally it's quite a task to get them both settled down. Millie just gave a confident yet shy smile, clearly pleased with herself. Millie, it's no problem thing. I'm happy to help. Just then, Lucy appeared from the kitchen, setting the dining table for dinner. She was still glad to help more since Van Gilbert and now routinely ate with Young before heading to her room for the night. Young took a seat and Mary sat beside him, casting him a shy glance. She could feel her face warm up as she listened to his deep voice. As they ate, she couldn't help but notice how tired he looked, the weight of everything clearly taking its toll. After a moment of hesitation, she gathered her courage and said, Young, you look exhausted. You have been carrying so much. Why don't you let me give you a shoulder massage? Young looked up a bit taken back. That's okay, Maria, I'm fine.